We saw it coming, didn't we? A host of new Pulsars taking over the streets. Now the domino effect was first initiated by the Pulsar 250 twins, and today we are seeing the fourth offering carrying forward the new Pulsar gene. This is Anand Pandey, you're watching BBC Top Gear Mag India, and we are outriding the latest Pulsar to hit the streets, and that is the Bajaj Pulsar P150. But before we tell you how it rides, it is very essential to answer two very major questions. Since the NS160 and the N160 and the Pulsar 150 are still on sale, where will the Bajaj Pulsar P150 strike itself? And second, what compelled Bajaj to roll out yet another motorcycle catering to the 150 to 160cc motorcycle segment? Now the answer to the second question is pretty simple: complete takeover, at least in this particular segment. Let's get the differences out of the way. Because if you're a potential buyer, no amount of caffeine can save you from the stress while deciding which 150 to 160cc Bajaj motorcycle should you place your hard-earned money on. The Pulsar 150 might be an iconic motorcycle, but amidst the sea of new motorcycles, the Pulsar 150 has definitely started to feel a bit out of place. Now that was the primary reason behind the inception of the P150, which carries forward a new design philosophy which is not only fresh but sportier as well. And then there are the underpinnings, because the P150 gets a thicker front fork, a monoshock at the back, and a new engine which is based on a more advanced architecture, which means more pep, less vibrations. However, things start changing a little bit when you bring the N160 into the equation, because that is a better motorcycle in almost each and every regard. It has got more performance, a bigger and oil-cooled engine, better underpinnings, and a bigger front disc brake as well. Now should we start walking back towards the P150, because we have snatched all the attention away from it. Now talking about the overall design philosophy of the P150, it definitely feels more modern and sportier as compared to the Pulsar 150. And that being said, it also feels and looks sleeker and more compact as compared to the Pulsar 150. Now moving over to the front end design now, it gets a single LED projector headlamp which is housed inside a neatly designed headlamp cluster, and up front we also get to see telescopic fork and a 260mm disc set up at the front with single channel ABS. Now the front end design of the P150 feels a bit commuterish as compared to the N160 or the N250 for that matter, which are definitely more imposing as compared to the P150. Now all the body panels that you see on the bodywork here are borrowed from the N160. Now that provides it with a beefy and muscular look in a true blue Pulsar fashion. Another major highlights include an underbelly exhaust and a signature Pulsar style LED tail lamp unit. Now that being said, it is now time to hear how the P150 sounds. Now do let us know in the comment section below what you think of the exhaust note of the P150. The P150 takes another huge leap ahead in terms of features, because it packs in a LED projector headlamp, instrument cluster with more readouts like gear position indicator and distance to empty as well, both of which should come in handy during commuting. The P150 also comes with a USB charger. Now the P150 is powered by a 149.68cc engine that puts down 14.5 PS at 8,500 RPM and 13.5 Newton meters of torque at 6,000 RPM, which is 0.5 PS and 0.25 Newton meters more than the Pulsar 150. Now the differences between the performance figures might not be that substantial, at least out on the paper, but out in the real world, it is a different story altogether. Let me tell you why.
Bajaj has been paying special attention to reduce the overall NVH levels from their engines, and their efforts make their presence felt here as well. Vibrations only arrive when you're nearing the red line, and even then they won't spoil the fun that you can have with this peppy machine. Bajaj claims that almost 95% of torque is neatly spread between 3000 to 8500 RPM. The OG Pulsars were renowned for their torquey nature, and the P150 makes its ancestors proud in that department. While the mid-range torque wave will suffice during urban commutes, almost flat top end makes it slightly lazier when the roads open up. It can comfortably hold 80 km per hour, but beyond 95 km per hour, the P150 struggles a bit to gain further momentum. But then again, if you wish to have better performance, you have the N160. The clutch action is light, while the gear shifts from the 5-speed gearbox are smooth and precise, leaving no room for any complaint. The P150's frame is entirely different from the N160 and is lighter and stiffer as compared to the Pulsar 150 that it will eventually replace in a phased out manner. Since the P150 gets a monoshock and 31mm telescopic fork up front, making it more stable as compared to the Pulsar 150. The lightness associated with the overall riding experience is something which stands out. The P150 is lighter by almost 10 kilograms as compared to the Pulsar 150, and this huge weight reduction is clearly felt as well. Around the corners, the P150 remains stable but slightly less composed when you bring the N160 into the equation. Braking department is looked after by a 260mm disc up front and a 230mm disc at the back with a single channel ABS. The single disc variant gets a 130mm drum at the back. Braking performance on offer is decent enough for the performance it packs. Even the overall bite and feedback leave no room for any complaint. What's interesting to note here is that the two variants of the P150, single disc and dual disc, Bajaj has offered significant changes to cater to varying audiences. The single disc variant is the more commuterish out of the two, as it gets a single piece seat with a single plain grab rail at the back. On the other hand, the dual disc variant gets a split saddle and an edgy split grab rail. For a more committed riding position, the twin disc variant gets a clip-on handlebar. The base variant gets a single piece handlebar and mid-side foot pegs for a commuter-like riding triangle.
Answering the quintessential question now, where will the P150 stack itself? Now you see, not everyone out there wants a sporty naked motorcycle like the N160 or the NS160 for that matter. There are people out there who wish to buy a sporty commuter motorcycle which offers better performance, more features and better handling than all the 100cc workhorses out there. And the P150 is for that set of customers only. It is a sports commuter motorcycle which is definitely a big step up from the Pulsar 150 in almost each and every department. Now if you wish to buy a 150cc sports commuter motorcycle, the P150 makes a strong case for itself. It has got adequate performance for your urban endeavors, good ride quality and a decent set of features as well. However, it could definitely do with a slightly punchier top end because that is where it loses out on some crucial points. This is Anand Pandey from BBC Top Gear Mag India signing off. If you still have some questions regarding the P150, feel free to drop them down in the comment section below and I'll be more than obliged to get back to you with the right answers. That is all folks, I'll see you around.